Hello everybody, welcome back. This is part 2 to my Prestige Point System automation video. This part will be focusing on those of you who want to do Singularity Automation at a more early game standpoint. So these are not going to be the most effective methods, but it's something if you want to get started. So pretty much we can go down here, and in this one right here, how I'm doing my Singularity Automation is I'm using these compact machines, which if you take a look in here, I'm using the maximum one. There's different kinds, but these compact machines, they're kind of expensive to make, but they are extremely useful. They pretty much make any sort of huge automation that I like. This Singularity Automation, as you can see, this is a massive system. It uses pretty much just, it decreases it. Look, it's in one block, and then you just use this personalized shrinking device. So we can go inside, let it load, and here we are. So this is my Singularity Automation. So I have energy. These are all my wireless transfer nodes, and I'm using the Flux networks, the Flux point from Flux Networks, to send energy to all of these quantum compressors, which will make all of the singularities. So if we want to pop into the first one, so like basically all I'm doing is I'm having these maximum compact machines hooked up to something that is producing a specific item that needs to be compressed into the singularity. So for example, this one is just pumping out lapis into here to make the lapis ones, and goes in here and then see lapis singularities. So that's pretty much all I have going on. It's just some form of item generation. It's really not that hard if you know how to, because I'm sure if you've been playing Sky Factory for long enough, you know how to automate items at this point. But I'm going to just go ahead and give you a quick run through of the two early game ways, and then my part 3 will show you the more efficient end game ones, or mid to end game ones. But first off, we all know bonsai trees. So we all got started with bonsai trees. This is how we all kind of got started on Sky Factory 4 and getting our first material collection. And yeah, so this is the first sort of method that you can do. I'm using these memory chests, which in my opinion, they're not too hard to make. It's like redstone and then these ender alloys, an ender pearl, and some iron ingots. So it's not too bad to make. But if need be, what you can do is you can just do item filters. And because you need to package this acorns, right, from the trees, so you need to package it. And if you you don't want to have this system overfill. Especially if you're using, so for like iron or something like that, where it needs the acorns and the resin, you don't want this to fill up with all acorns if you're not careful. So yeah, pretty much it's just bonsai trees, and I'm using the memory chest so that it limits only acorns can go in. And then you can use mulch to make this more effective. I haven't gone that path because I just kind of went straight for the other stuff. I used resource hogs and things like that. But yeah, so pretty much just that. And then I have these watches of flowing time. You'll see this pretty much used throughout all of my stuff. I love this item. It speeds up time, so it makes any sort of automation that you're doing faster. You just have to be careful about using those with power, because it'll also speed up the power consumption, and you have to have a good power system if you want to do it. But basically, just pull the acorns, packager, and then because the packager crafts the lapis acorns into blocks, I have it going into an auto packer as well, which then just feeds in here and then out. If you wanted to do something like iron and one of those, you'd have to set up a smelting system, so probably a packager and then some sort of smelter here. You could use the smelter from Tinker's Construct, these, or the porcelain ones, or you can go ahead and use the ones from Mechanism. These aren't as efficient these give you double. The Tinker's Construct ones give you double the amount. Energized Smelter is just probably going to be quicker. But yeah, so that's the first one. Bonsai trees, very simple. I'm sure a lot of you guys have experience with that. The next one is resource hogs. So we all sort of know resource hogs to a degree. There's another form of item automation, pretty much these pigs. If they're over their specific block, they'll go ahead and drop a truffle, and that truffle can then, if you have 4 of them, will be go ahead and once it put in a packager, it'll generate the redstone. So if I went ahead and did here, look at the truffles, you can see that the titanium truffle will give you a titanium ingot. Pretty simple. And all I'm doing is I have a block miner, which mines the block directly in front of it as soon as it's placed. Pretty much instantly it does it. A chest and these upper hoppers. So they're just hoppers that work in reverse. So they'll suck the item up. And then just cables that feed into that packager. That's all it is. And I have, again, these watches with flowing time that speed up. That's it. Not too hard, but you'll see that when I come back out here, the early game methods obviously aren't as good. So you can see that the pigs really just don't do too well. They are really not doing that good. They're very slow, so I would not recommend doing that. I would definitely recommend doing the trees over the pigs. They're also a lot less annoying. I'm just kind of showing you another method you can do if you really wanted to. But definitely do the trees if you want to go for the more efficient route. This one's actually generating singularities, and these two have been running basically the same length of time. This one a little bit more, but this one doesn't even have a single singularity produced. Yep, so that's the first part, well, second part. And after that, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm doing the Enderium and then the 2 end game to mid game, or like more recommended methods. Okie doke. See you in part 3.